What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris with a beard, and I am back. Yes, I am back. I had done some things outside of content creation, and I explored being a company owner. And, it was going great, and certain things had happened, but nonetheless, I tried something different. It didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to. Could I return to doing so? Maybe. Just not in the cards right now. I feel like content creation is just something that's more suitable for me, especially at this time. So I'm back with a video, and it's with one of my favorite companies, True North Beard Co., who a lot of you... and a lot of newbies, maybe you've tried them as well, are familiar with. And I just kind of want to update you guys on what's my routine, what do I use in beard? Has anything changed? Do I feel any different about certain products? So I'm just going to kind of go over that and see what you guys think. Maybe you have a similar routine, maybe you do more, maybe you do less. I don't know. So let's get right into it. So when I first started in the bearded community, I was blind. I didn't know what to do. I used too little product. I used too much product. I had it to where my face was a greasy mess. I was very inexperienced. I didn't really know much about carrier oils. I didn't know much about essential oils. I didn't know much about fragrance in general. I didn't know what tools to use as far as a beard comb, as far as a beard brush. So just to wrap that all in a nutshell on what I was doing before I was welcomed into the beard care community and just was a rookie as far as, using beard care products, I was putting lotion in my beard. Really glad I'm not doing that anymore. I was washing my beard with shampoo and conditioner. Glad I'm not doing that anymore. So when I finally got, some consistency and some knowledge under my belt, there's a lot of products that I don't use anymore. Could I use them? Absolutely. Do I feel like it's necessary? Not really. Once I learned about beard oil, beard wash, beard conditioner, bar soap, beard butter, beard balm, mustache wax, and there's so much more out there now as the beard industry and the community is just continuing to grow. There's just certain things that I don't do anymore. I don't feel for myself that it's any more beneficial than just, doing the broad basics of things. So in my professional, legendary expertise, what do you really need? What is the bare minimum that if you're just coming into this game is, you want to be a beardsman, you want to take care of your beard. It's something that you've discovered and you're becoming very passionate about, as myself did at one point. And I'm sorry, I'm dealing with a little bit of cold right now, so might be some sniffling and snuffling in this video. But anyways, basics, you're going to need a beard comb. What do I recommend? I recommend a Chicago comb. These are the best on the market. Just personal preference. I think, you can find other things on Amazon and retail stores, but if you want something that's going to be durable and last and not break and the teeth, just not strangling up in your beard, I recommend Chicago. This one's model number 1. They're carbon fiber. They'll get the job done. Boar's hair bristle brush, you can get it at any retail store. I personally have been using this one. It's a wet brush. It's got dual bristles. It's got like some soft tip bristles plus the actual boar's hair inside of that. I usually switch mine out every couple months. I buy a new one. You can wash it, but that's a whole nother video. I'm not going to get into that. Just want to show you my new routine and the basics. So those are your tools that you're going to need. Other tools, other products I should say, you're going to need a beard oil. And I choose this one to show you in the video because True North is my #1 company. There's other great ones out there. Don't feel obligated that you should be knocked down to one because I've used over 20 different companies. I just know what works for my beard now, so I kind of stay in my lane and use what works for me. But this is a great company. I recommend their products. And then the next thing and the last thing is just a beard wash, daily beard wash. I do a stripping wash once a week, usually on Wednesdays on my days off. That's just to give you a reset because you're putting in all that product throughout the week, so you're going to want to reset all of that, make sure you get all that dirt, the grime, the food. That's going to be taken away with this, but to give yourself the full reset of all the products that you used, you're going to want a stripping wash. But definitely want a daily beard wash, a beard oil, a boar's hair bristle brush, and a comb. You're gonna want to make sure that you use products that are made for your beard. Using products that aren't made for your beard you're gonna deal with some unwanted issues that I dealt with early on, and you're just gonna have a beard that feels like crap. I mean, let's be honest. Using a comb that's made for your hair, it's gonna tangle your beard. You're gonna get, blackhead, hairs that rip out of your. It's just a catastrophe. I can go on and on about that. But using lotion in your beard, oh man, that was so bad. And shampoo and conditioner, those are washes that are made for your hair. They don't have the same pH balance. But we're not going to dig into too much of that because there's an endless list of things that are, products that are bad for your beard. And that's a rabbit hole that could be a half-hour video. And I just want to go over the basics with you. So I no longer use beard butter. Here and there I will. It's just, extra care for your beard. I mean, it does give it some nourishment. I just don't use it like I used to. I used to use it at night, sometimes during the day, to give it the extra softness, especially if I'm outside. When I used to work for Amazon, I used to use it on a consistent basis twice a day because of all the weather elements that can make your beard very dry, and the products have a shorter lifespan because depending on what you do for work, and especially construction, or say you work at an oil rig, or like me, I worked outside, I felt like I needed that extra nourishment. And now I guess because granted I still do go outside, I just like the basics, putting in that product. If the wind blew my beard this way when I had a longer beard, it would not really reset itself back to the way I had it when I had styled it in the morning. So when you use beard oil, it tends to be very flexible. Beard balm is, just a styling factor to tame flyaways. But again, if you work outside, it's going to shift and it's not going to go back to the way you wanted it. So yeah, I just beard oil, beard wash, comb, brush. Those are just the basics and the must-haves for anyone with a beard routine, or any new beardsman, experienced beardsman, and anything in between. I just recommend those 4 things. That's just where I'm at in my beard routine. And I can list other companies if anyone in the comments, hey, what companies do you recommend? Or what I think, more in detail about beard balm, beard butter, mustache wax, etc., etc. But hopefully this video is a good staple for you as the viewers. Anyone new coming in could get from me on the return from, hiatus from YouTube. We'll be making videos, not just beard related. Going to also be doing things on fragrance and cologne. So stay tuned for that. I actually have a video coming up for cologne of my top 3 fragrances of 2025. Other than that, you know the deal. Only together we can discover the beard difference.